Shit. Gotta walk all the way down there to pay my phone bill. They gonna cut my shit off. I mean, I could do it in the morning, but I kind of want to get it out, get it over with. I'll pay these bills real quick. Shit. Um, I gotta get a new shirt. This shirt is done for, so I'm gonna get a new shirt on the way back. Still pretty hot, man. But I gotta walk down there, bro, to pay off this bill, man. I don't want them to cut my phone off like they did last time. Last time I was slow poking around, messed around, forgot about paying my phone bill, and they cut that shit off, and I ran down to the phone place to pay it. I totally forgot. You know what I'm saying? But they do give you a grace period. I'm glad they started doing that. Instead of just cutting it off like right away. They give you a day, a whole entire day, to pay off your bill. But there's certain women, bruh, let's get to the topic, man. Because I realized that throughout my whole entire life, especially when I got over 30 and I was going downhill with the looks, I started realizing, I was like, damn, I'm never going to get that one that I really wanted. Because then, you know, when you're coming up in your 20s, you're full of confidence and shit. You approaching every single woman that's out there. You know, you constantly chasing the bad ones. You're constantly chasing women that are out of your league. You feel what I'm saying? But then when I got over 30, I said, really? Damn. There's certain type of women that's out of your league. There's certain type of women that's out of your league that you'll never ever be able to date unless you got money. Because in America, everything is about looks. You know, is this woman on your looks level? If she is, you got a huge chance to get with her. You feel what I'm saying? Especially if she's below your looks level. A lot of men, they settle for like less attractive women, so they don't have to worry about so much competition. You know, because the prettier she is, the harder it's going to be you for her. The harder it will be for you to pull. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't going to pull a hot, bad bitch if you ain't a bad dude yourself. You know, I'm 45 and I ain't never seen a bad bitch in my life. The best looking female I pulled was Gwen. I never recovered any bad bitch like her after that. She was around a 7. She had ass and titties. I mean, she had the whole 9. Her face, I think it was around a 6 or a 7 or something like that. But I never pulled a female like that. I'm pretty sure I could have, but I settled down with a girlfriend around 26. So I didn't know. I didn't know I could pull a woman like that, man, until I got out there and I was trying. And I never really pulled a bad bitch like that where she had curves all over the place like Gwen, man. Gwen was something special because she wasn't lacking in nothing, man. She had titties, ass, face. That's why it was so hard for me to keep Gwen, because Chad Rome wanted her too. You feel what I'm saying? So you got competition that's all over the place, man, that want these type of women. And these dudes, they'll take these women from you. They'll sneak up on you and snatch her from you. And you feel what I'm saying? You know, Because they desire these type of women too, man. And temptations all over the place for these women. So it's hard for them to stay with just one dude too, when they got so many dudes coming after it. Especially a woman that got curves all off in the right spots. Very hard to pull, man. Very hard to pull. When you got competition that's on your motherfucking goddamn ass every single day. You feel what I'm saying? Let's go get some water before we head down there. Yeah, I'm gonna stop by the store and get some water. Because while I'm walking, I need to have water. But there's certain women that you won't be able to have unless you got money. And I see these women all the time, and they're out of my league. You know, every man has a lane. You know, I've been alive long enough to know whether or not a female is out of my league, okay? Like if she's really pretty and she got all the curves in the right spots, that's out of my league. I ain't never had a female like that before. The females you ain't never had, like you get to be 30 something, you'll see, okay, yeah, I know my lane. If she's super pretty, then yeah. But if she's average looking, that's a good shot that, you don't get her, you know? Like if she's around a 5 or a 6, then yeah. I'm more confident when I approach those type of women, because I had women that were 5s and 6s before. You know what I'm saying? So, this female, she's not very pretty. She's a 5 or a 6. Okay, I'm gonna pursue this. You know what I'm saying? Especially if she's a 6, she's prettier than a 5. You know what I'm saying? A 5 is just right in the middle. You feel what I'm saying? A 5 is just smack in the middle. There's nothing really wrong with her looks. She looked plain. She looked average looking. Okay. But the sad part is, guys, there's certain women that we desire. They got the nice curves all over the place, man. Tall, lanky legs. You know, long legs, long hair. She's really pretty. You'll never pull that woman as an average man in your lifetime. In America, where looks are more important. You feel what I'm saying? You won't pull a woman that's an 8, and you a 5 or a 6 as a guy. Even if you're a 7, and she's an 8. Even if you get her, you're not gonna be able to keep her for very long. Highly competitive for those type of women. The prettier she is, the more competitive it is for you. You feel what I'm saying? That's why, like I said, that's why it was so hard to keep Gwen, because she was pretty and she had curves in the right spots. She was a 7 in looks. And at that time, I was a 7 at myself coming up. So me and her matched, you know, faces. What's up, man? Thank you. And it's frustrating, man. You want these women really, really badly. They look all pretty. They got nice figures. They got nice breasts. A nice butt on them. But they just don't. They think they can do better than you. They probably dated better looking, taller looking dudes than you. Or taller dudes than you. You know what I'm saying? Better looking and taller. You feel what I'm saying? And you only 5'9", automatically, if she's very pretty, she's gonna discriminate against your height because she got so many options. You know, and even if you do land you a Stacy or a Keisha or something, you won't be able to keep her for very long. There's somebody that's always lurking in the shadows, man. And you know who that is. Chad and Tyrone. There's so many Chads and Tyrones here in the States that it's not even funny. Because we got so many men here in the States, especially here in California. There's so many men to compete with. And if you ain't got the bag, you're going to have Butterfingers out here, bro. You're going to have Butterfingers, you're going to have Crisco fingers, you're going to have premium jelly, you know, Vaseline fingers, you know, Crisco, everything. Everything that's slippery, that's gonna be you on your fingers, man. Yeah, that's gonna you feel what I'm saying? So if you ain't got money, these type of women, you will never be able to get in your grasp. You guys know what I'm talking about. The extra pretty women, okay? The ones that's not gonna give you the time of day. They're too pretty for you. Even when I was like in my prime, like as a 25-year-old man, bro, there were certain women that was out of my league. A lot of the times I got with females, they didn't have both ass and titties. You know, either they were lacking in the breasts or they was lacking in the titties. They was lacking something. When I was coming up, I was getting women that was lacking things. Gwen and a few other females that I dated, my other girlfriend, Dolores, she had both ass and titties. Matter of fact, I slept with them at the same time. Not like in the same bed, but I was dating both of them at the same time, Gwen and my girlfriend, Dolores. She had an ass and titties too. But I couldn't keep those type of women coming up. And this is before social media had blew up. So the type of curvy women that I like, Chad and Tyrone fucking them, bro. I'll never ever see them unless I get some money. I have already came to realize that, man. You feel me? You know, there's certain women you won't be able to see unless you got the bag. Or there's certain women that you won't be able to date. I mean, you know, unless you got that bread. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? And it's frustrating because you want them women too, man. They be looking so good, they smell good, their hair is long, they got they curvy bodies, you know what I'm saying? They got a nice big rump on them, and they young, they got smooth skin, you know what I'm saying? It's frustrating, you be like, damn, that woman right there, I won't be able to see her unless I got some money. I won't be able to date her unless I got some money. And money will create opportunity for you, man. Like I told you, I know what it's like to be in the 20% because I was out there faking the funk, doing the pickup artist shit, pretending to be rich, pretending to have my shit together and shit like that. And there's no problem getting a girlfriend when you're in the 20% of men. Let me tell you that. You're gonna pick up a girl real quick. Let's say you done became rich somehow, like overnight, and like all of a sudden you start flaunting your wealth, like driving Lambos and wearing Rolexes and stuff. The prettier women that's out of your league, they're gonna pick up on that right away. You know. and they're gonna approach you. Yeah, they're gonna approach you, and you're gonna be dating women that's out of your league. Once you get that bag, you know, don't get it twisted. It's gonna be more about your wallet than your looks. Those relationships are gonna be just, transactional, man. Meaning that she let you get in between them thighs, you feel me? And you buy her stuff. You take her out to fancy dinners with her and her friends, hanging out and shit. You take her shopping on the regular. Stuff like Floyd Money Mayweather. You can tell the woman that he's with right now is totally out of his league. He wouldn't be able to get with that woman if he wasn't Floyd Money Mayweather. You see what I'm saying? And right now, Floyd Money May got a beautiful girlfriend, but she out of his league though. She wouldn't even looked at Floyd twice if it wasn't for his money. That's the sad reality for a lot of dudes. It's like, the Stacys and the Keishas, you're not gonna be able to date them. Even if you came down to 0 body fat percentage, ripped muscles, 6-pack abs, it's not that. Your face is not as, you're not on the same level when it comes to face. You feel what I'm saying? I've been locked out for years. What I mean by locked out, I've been locked out of the 8, 9s, and 10s. I ain't never pulled an 8 before. A 7, yeah, quite a few times in my life. Because when I was coming up, like I said, I was a 7 in looks when I was coming up. That number has came down because I'm older now. I think if I bring the body fat percentage down more, I could become a 6 again, or maybe I'll just stay a 5. But as you get older, that number, whatever number you are, it keeps coming down as you get older. Let's say you was a 7, like me, in your 20s. In your 30s, you're gonna be a 6. In your 40s, you're gonna turn into a 5. Unless you keep your body in shape, then I can see you maintaining that 6 until you hit 50. Then when you hit 50, you're gonna be definitely a 5. When you get to be 60, you're gonna be a 4. So as the years go by, the looks keep on decreasing every few years that go by. Cause I just saw a video of my younger self 4 years ago, back when I did the TJ Muscle videos, or I think it was Real Streets. When I named myself Real Streets like 4 years ago, I noticed that I wasn't that much good looking. I wasn't that much more good looking, but I was a little bit better looking because I was 4 years younger. So it adds up after a while, man. And the women that's around you, the only thing you're gonna be able to pull is a woman around your age, or you might luck up and get a youngin' as long as you're keeping your body in shape. But overall, the women that you really want and you desire online with the nice hot bodies and the model looking face, you don't got a chance with those motherfucking women, bro. Unless you got bread, man. That's the only time you're gonna have a chance. And it's sad though, because you want them women, like I said, man, you want them women, she looks fine. Oh, look at this girl. Man, she ain't looking at you twice. I don't care how many muscles you got. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you got a 6-pack abs, I don't care if you work out and come down to 0 body fat percentage, like I said. I don't care if you come out, I don't care if you come down to 0 body fat percentage. How you doing, man? You're not gonna be able to get those type of women that you really want. Most of the times you gotta settle for women, for women that come your way, the women that are attracted to you, which is Most of the time, average looking women. That's all it's been in my shit, man. That's all that's been in my roster is the average woman, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's all that's been in my roster my whole entire life is women from 4 to like 7, between that range. That's as far as I went. That's as far as I went. Anything with the 8s, 9s, and 10s, never got not even close. I didn't even get a sniff of the panties like that, man. With them 8, 9s, and 10s, not even close. Not even one date. I never even been on a date with an 8, 9, or a 10. Well, I ain't never had sex with an 8, 9, or a 10. I don't know what it feels like to have sex with a beautiful woman, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I got a lot of things that I'm lacking, like height, youth. My youth is slipping from me. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not as young as I used to be. So dating is gonna be harder for me if I don't have any money at my age. That's why I'm so like destined to get my money right, because it's crucial for you to have the bag at a certain age. Like you past 40, man, you better have some money, or it's gonna be more difficult for you. See, when you're young in your 20s, man, dating is a lot easier. Falling in love is a lot easier. You're less picky in your 20s. You know what I'm saying? You're less picky because you're more horny, you know. But as time goes by, and you get older, you become more picky. Even though you don't have a whole lot of options, you become more picky, and you be wanting some certain types of females that everybody want, man. That, you know, you look at them, you be like, God damn, that girl looks scrumptious like a motherfucker. Guess what? There's other dudes that want that too. Like there was this Indian woman that came into Starbucks yesterday, and I knew she had a nice body Coke bottle frame on her. I was like, God damn. When she came in, I looked at her from head up. I mean, bruh, I looked at her from head to toe, and I was like, oh shit, I would love to hit that from the back. I'd love to eat it from back. But she wouldn't give me the time of day. You know, I'm not on her looks level, man. You know what I'm saying? I know my lane. Like if she's too pretty, I won't like try to flirt with her or even approach her. But if I had the Lambo, I'll have a lot more confidence and I'll approach her, because I got something that women want, which is a lot of money. So then money gives you the confidence to step to women that's above your looks level. You feel what I'm saying? You know, money gives you the confidence to step. Like, look what I got, bitch. Lambo, shit. You know, and they'll give you numbers too, man. It makes it easier when you got money. They know you got that Lambo. It makes it easier for you to get the number and hook up with her. You know, because she knows if you have a Lambo, your pockets is straight up deep. You know what I'm saying? And some dudes got it like that. They above your looks level, they taller, and they can get these women, man. And you can't, because you just the average Joe, man. You know, I'm going down to pay my phone bill now. I think I got a text message from Metro. I go pay my phone bill. You know, and I want these type of women too. I'm looking at them, I be slobbering, drooling behind some of these women, bro. Too bad she's above your looks level, and you will never ever see that female. You know, some motherfuckers go through life, they never ever see a woman that's an 8, 9, or a 10. You ever notice that? Like my dad, he never got an 8, 9, or a 10 in his life. I never seen him with one. You know, so he basically was born and died without even getting a sniff of these women's panties, bro. The women that are 8, 9s, and 10s. Basically, he lived and died with you know, with average women, bro. And as he got older, he had to settle for less attractive women. You know what I'm saying? You know. So it's like, some men won't be able to see the Stacys or whatever of the world. You know what I'm saying? They're not on their looks level. You're not on Stacey's. If you're not on Stacey's looks level, you'll never date her until you get money. That's why guys go out and get money, because they know that they'll never ever be able to date these women and have sex with these women and have babies with these women if they don't go out there and get that bag. I'm pretty sure Kevin Hart knew that. I'm pretty sure Tracy Morgan knew that shit. He's like, no, they were like, well, you know what, bro? You live once in this lifetime. You got to go out there and get the bag so we can get these women, man, because without money, you're not going to see the 8, 9s, and 10s. Hell, you won't be able to see a 7 nowadays without a little bit of bread. You feel what I'm saying? That's how competitive it is in the dating market. You know, the Chads and Tyrones and the rich men, they got this shit on lock, man. If you're not a Chad, I mean, you ain't gonna be able to get a woman that's like if you expect to get a Stacey, I don't care how much surgery you get on your jaw, or maybe you become taller, you put surgery on your fucking goddamn feet, your legs to make yourself taller, you're still not gonna be able to get a Stacey, bro. Or what they call it, the incels, they call it the top beautiful women Stacey's. I call them Keishas for the black girl, you know. You know, it's just the way it is. Everything in America, it's about looks. Are you on her looks level? No, you have zero chance with her. You have zero chance. And when somebody try to tell me that you can attract a beautiful woman with just by game, I'll be like, shut these motherfuckers up. All these motherfucking dating coaches talking about you can pick up women that's above your looks level. You had, what's his name, Neil Strauss and Mystery doing that pickup artist bullshit, talking about you can attract beautiful women, just be like me, tall and good looking. Mystery. It's like Face the Element said. He was like tall, good looking Mystery is gonna teach a bunch of incels, or guys who are sub 5 or average at best looking, how to get women. Boy, yeah, there is some truth to the pickup game, you know, but if the woman is way above your looks level, you have zero chance. If you a 7 and she a 8, 9, or a 10, you got no chance, bro. If you're a 5 or a 6, you got zero chance to pick up a 7 or 8. You're not on our looks level, bro. These women want Chad, bro. They want Tyrone. They're always checking your physical form. You know, they're always checking your face. You know, they're always checking, see what you look like. I remember I was doing DoorDash for a little bit, and there were some young girls in there. Let me back up. I pulled up to one house, and I could hear like young girls in there, and you know, I could hear them talking and shit. And I rang the doorbell, and I heard, ooh, you know, when I rang the doorbell, I heard them coming to the door, and she was like, ooh, is he cute? Is he cute? That's what I heard. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like when I came up, you know, these are a bunch of younger females, by the way. I don't know how they judge me, but all I heard out that young female mouth was, is he cute? Is he cute? I kept hearing that, like, behind the door. I don't think she could hear me, I mean, I don't think she think that I could hear her, but I heard her loud and clear saying, "Is he cute? Is he cute?" And they opened the door and they saw me, and I gave her the food or whatever, and then I left. But yeah, looks is a huge part of American culture, bro. It's all about looks from start to finish. You feel what I'm saying? So if she's just an average woman and you're an average dude, yeah, you got a good chance of like being with that woman. You feel what I'm saying? But if she's some female with the curves in the right places and nice face, you know, just look like a straight up a doll, you know, nah, you got no chance with that woman, bro. Like, you can forget about it. Like I said, if I see a female that I consider like over my looks level, I'll look and I might drool, but I know I'll never have a chance with her in this date market. She too good looking, she too young. She ain't checking for no 45-year-old dude like me. Don't get me wrong, there's a few of them that check for you because you work out, you keep your body in shape. But if you average looking at best, you're gonna attract average women. That's just the way it is. My mother was average looking. Also, she was beautiful, but she wasn't top tier gorgeous. My dad wasn't top tier looks. My dad at best was a 7. My dad was taller than me. He was 6 foot, and he had a bigger skull. His skull was bigger than mine. So he height mogged me, and he skull mogged me. Okay, his skull was bigger, and he was taller, and he had bigger hands and bigger feet. So he height mogged me, bro. You feel what I'm saying? My dad. But I got caught in the middle because my mother was 5'3", 5'4", something like that. You know? So I got caught in the middle. I took a lot of my mother's looks and my dad's looks, okay, which is decent. You know, I consider myself decent looking, but I know my lane. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I know my lane. I know what I can pull and what I cannot pull. Like I said, the pickup artist people, man, they just kept trying to convince me that, oh yeah, you can attract a real beautiful woman. All you gotta do is have game. All you gotta do is, you know, neg her, send some negs her way. You know, demonstrate higher value and all that other stuff. And I was like, man, at one point I was starting to believe that pickup artist bullshit. You know, but then after a while, I started seeing the tactics and shit didn't work. It only worked on women that had some interest in you. So I'm like, get the fuck out of here, bro. No. A 5 is not gonna be dating a woman that's an 8 or even a 7. She 2 points above you, man. You're a 5, she's a 7. Nah, she's checking for Chad. A lot of the 7s, they can land Chad, you know that? A guy that's an 8, 9 or a 10, some of the 7s can land these dudes. Because some of these dudes, you know, they get tired of dealing with their face match, or they can't find their face match or whatever, and they settle for a 7. A guy that's an 8, settling for a 7. I seen that out here, bro. You know, only Chad wins with these women, bro. Chad and Tyrone. Now, if I was a Tyrone, I probably would have kept Gwen, you know, and she probably would have came to me. You know, I probably would have stayed with her longer. If I was a Tyrone, I'd be dating top of the food chain women with big booties and nice bodies. I see that on porn, like some of the Tyrones going around fucking like hot women and shit. Like, these women wouldn't even be caught dead in the bed with you, man. If her body's way too hot, if she got curves all over the place, yeah, that's not your lane, boy. If you're an average guy, man. Feel what I'm saying? That's not your lane. Your lane is the average woman. Maybe she might be lacking in titties, or she might be lacking in the booty, or she might have a flat butt. Okay, a lot of the times you get these women coming after you. I noticed that when I was out there dating a few years ago, back before I started chasing the bag, or while I was just chasing the bag, and I was out there playing around, you feel what I'm saying? And I noticed I was attracting women that was lacking in things. Like, some women were lacking in the curves, the curves that I like. What's up with it, man? They were lacking in stuff that I really actually like. You know, a lot of times I do better with short women that are 5 foot. That's why. That's why Little Seven was looking at me. She's so small. But like me, if it was up to me, that's the short time pleasure to me. You feel what I'm saying? Short time pleasure. Let me drink some water. And these women that are pretty, you notice that they got the princess vibe to them. They got that princess vibe. They got a certain type of arrogance about them, right? They show a lot of arrogance in their attitude. You feel what I'm saying? They got a princess vibe. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just all that. Don't look my way. Don't look my way. I'm all that in the bag of chips. What's up with it, man? Yeah? I'm gonna go pay my phone bill and I'll be back. That's my homeboy Antonio. Yeah, like I said, man, like, you know your lane, you know what you can attract and what you cannot attract. My thing is, knowing my lane, meaning that the woman that I lay my eyes on, or the woman that I approach, she can't be too pretty. She can't be too pretty. She's too pretty. She ain't gonna give me a shot. I know, cause some guys gonna be like, man, you might luck up and get something. Man. You never know. I'm like, bro, I know my lane. I ain't never had a woman on her looks level before. Sure, I stay in my lane, but I won't get my feelings hurt. Because I tried to like get women that were pretty like that when I was in my 20s. They shot me down every single goddamn chance they got. I remember this girl, her name was Moya, man. She was pretty, half black, half Japanese, half black, half Japanese, man. And she was pretty. She had some nice titties, nice ass. She was really pretty, man. She was like a Barbie doll almost. And she was thick too, a thick Barbie doll. And I tried to step to her, man. She shot me down. Man, I must have came down like a motherfucking airplane. Hit the motherfucking ground hard. And she was like, no, you are not on my looks level. See ya. And she was tall. She was about 5'7", 5'8". You know what I'm saying? And then as time kept going, throughout my 20s and my 30s, I started learning my lane. I noticed that if she's like a 7 nowadays, maybe you might be able to pull something. But if she's an 8, 9, or a 10, forget about it. Unless you got money, then you be, okay, I'll pull up on you. What's up, baby? Let me get your number. Because the money and the status give me the confidence to approach women that's above me. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of women that are out your lane, I'm sorry, you're not gonna be able to get them unless you get some bread. You feel what I'm saying? What's up with it, Sean Breezy? I didn't see you until now. You know, I gotta go pay this phone bill. Like I said, man, you gonna get your feelings hurt approaching women that are too pretty. You know what I mean? And Chaz and Tyrone's got them, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You know, the Chaz and Tyrone's got them. Yeah, I didn't win a big bag yet. Not yet. Not yet. I won a small bag yesterday of 160 bucks. Small bag. You know. So certain women, until you get that bag, you'll never date them. Matter of fact, you'll go to your grave without dating these women. These women won't give you a shot in hell. You're too stubby, you're too short, you're too old. Like I said, throughout time, I learned my lane, man. You can't walk up and tell me, oh, just have game, bruh. You know, just have game. You'll get these women with just game. That's all. Demonstrate higher value. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, bro. Demonstrate higher value, bro. Hell yeah, bro. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Demonstrate higher value. Nag them to death. Send nags their way. All of a sudden, she'll fucking see you as a Chad and Tyrone just by your behavior. If you act like Chad and Tyrone, because only Chad and Tyrone, I seen them nag these women. My Arabic Chad friend, I seen him nag them like easy. Like, bitch, you ain't shit. Stop lying. Stop telling stories out here. You ain't shit. I seen him throw nags their way. And they would take it, bro. That's a shame. Like, Chaz and Tyrone, they can say whatever to women. And they'll take their bullshit. You hear what I'm saying? These women, they open their legs up to Chad and Tyrone. The top tier ones and the average women. The average women want Chad and Tyrone too. But Chad and Tyrone, they play with them average women like they're nothing. They don't commit to them. They might have sex with them a few times, but after they get bored, they're on to something else. I seen that happen with Arabic Chad. Got bored with one female. All it took for her breath to stink, or her coochie to stink. Like one time, I was hanging out with the Arabic Chad, and he was talking about how the female's coochie stunk, so he didn't have sex with her. It turned him off. He sent her on her merry way. Like, I'm not having sex with you. Your coochie stinks. Called over another girl, man. That was it. You know? That's how good Chaz and Tyrone's got it. That they could turn them bitches down when they coochie stink. Toss them to the side like an empty potato chip bag or some shit like that. And call over a new girl. You know, that's how good they got it. They can afford to throw shit back into the sea, man. Like, they be out there fishing. They get a fish that's too little. They throw it back. They can afford to throw it back. They got more bait, man. They got more bait where that came from. They got more bait to put on the hook. Like us average dudes, we only got a few. We ain't got a whole lot of bait. So when we catch something, we be like, we hungry. We're gonna eat that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if the fish is little or not. Starving. Get it. We ain't got no more bait, bro. But Chaz and Tyrone's, they got bait for days, bro. Yeah, though. Yup. And now she's back to you, Mr. Average Man. Yeah, they come back after they get done, tossed to the side by Chaz and Tyrone. You know, once Chaz and Tyrone get finished with them, they come back to you. Like, oh, a guy that actually is going to commit, a guy that's going to be around for you. You know, once they figure out that Chad and Tyrone don't commit, They come running back to the average man. Stop trying to get them top dudes. Them top dudes, they can afford to be picky and choosy. So females, they settle. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna get Stacy's without money. Let's keep that a buck again. Like I said before, the Stacy's and the Keishas, you can't get them without money. No, you're not gonna get them. Stop believing the hype, thinking you can get a woman that's above your looks level. You're not. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get these type of women. Not without money. You know, you might think you're on her looks level, maybe because you're decent looking. Like sometimes I could be full of myself sometimes, because in my mind I'm still thinking that I'm that same guy from 2005. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes in my head I have forgotten that I have aged. You know what I'm saying? And I might flirt with a female that's around a 7 or some shit like that, or an 8, a 7 or 8, and I'm full of myself thinking that I'm better looking than I really am. But really, no, you just plain average with a few good features. That's it. Maybe you got a good eye area, maybe you got a good lip area, but your jaw is average, decent. You know, it's decent. Your height, you're not very tall. You know, the women who are top tier, they tend to go for dudes who are like over 6 foot. And I've seen that with my very eyes. Women online are very particular about your height. That's what keep you from getting top tier women too. Like if you 5'9", you better have a Chad face, or an average face, or at least a good looking decent face if you're 5'9". That's why if you're 5'9", you can't afford to have a bunch of fat on your face if you're 5'9". You're already lacking in height already. You don't need to be lacking in the weight too. you can't be overweight and 5'9". That's a double whammy. That's a strikeout. You feel what I'm saying? See, you at least be a exception to the rule. You're 5'9", but you swole. Okay, so then they'll start making exceptions for you. I seen it happen when I was dating that girl, that chunky girl, the fat girl. And she was like, "Oh, you're not very tall." I told her I was 5'10", and she's like, "You're not 5'10", you're 5'8". I'm like, 5'8", maybe 5'9", but I'm not 5'8". No, I'm more like 5'9". So dudes who are 5'9" are less desirable. Let's put it this way. That's why working out and keeping muscle on your body is important, so you can at least get a woman that's decent looking. You feel what I'm saying? So weight does play a part in your dating life. Your weight and your height and your face. You know, it plays an important role. You feel me? Don't think it don't when it does. You feel what I'm saying? Because some motherfuckers delusional. They're thinking that they all that in a bag of chips. You know, like this one incel just recently, he killed a female just because she rejected him, bro. It's online, check it out. You know, some chunky butt dude was overweight, you feel me? And because she rejected him, and she was around a 7 in looks, and he was like a 4 or a 3 or something like that. He was overweight, and he just killed her, bro. He killed her. I mean, he deleted her. Sorry, I gotta fucking censor myself. He deleted her, bro. That's how bad it is for a lot of guys who are like that. Guys who are below average looking, or they overweight. They look at that as disgusting, bro. Like an overweight dude. You know, they associate you with a pig, man. You know, if you overweight, they see it as undisciplined. Don't care about your body. Don't care about health. You're just not desirable as, you know, if you're overweight. I just walked like 2 miles just now, man. I stopped and rest at Starbucks for a little bit, and I'm gonna continue to walk over here So I got my workout today, man. Walking 2 miles in the heat, burning all kinds of calories, so I don't have to work out today. But if you fat, that'll count against you, man. So all you guys who are below 6 feet tall, you have to be working out. You gotta raise your S&V, because when you stop taking care of yourself, that lowers your S&V. But if you work out, maintain a six-pack, watch what you eat, it increases attractiveness, your S&V in the dating market, okay? When I was fat, I couldn't get a date. But once I started using steroids, I came down to like 10% body fat, had a six-pack again, everything was back. All of a sudden, I'm getting dates. All of a sudden, women are looking at me again. So it's important to stay competitive, man, in the dating market. Meaning that you gotta keep your body in shape, and then you gotta get the money. You gotta get the bread. That's another important thing in your life is money, because women can't stand like broke men. You won't keep her for very long if you're broke, man. Money is very important in a man's life. Don't ever get that. If your mom and dad told you that money is not important, they're both losers, bro. Your parents are losers. Yes, your mother and your father. Because they should have taught you that money was going to be important coming up in your life. You know what I'm saying? Because they look at you as to be the protector and the provider, bro. How you going to provide for your kids, man? You broke. How you going to have children? That's why you should pursue careers. You should pursue, movie deals, becoming an actor, pursue anything that makes a lot of money, man, so you can be a complete package. You're not complete if you don't have money. You're not complete. You're incomplete as a man. So that self-improvement will follow you your whole entire life until you turn around and do it. It won't go away. Matter of fact, it'll go to you to the grave, man. My dad never self-improved, bro. He never had a career. He never went anywhere, bro. He was so busy chasing them women all the time. His thing was busting nuts inside a coochie and not taking care of his kids, man. That was his thing. And leaving his kids. He did that multiple times. But he never did get his shit together financially. His whole entire life, he always lived with a woman or something. Living off her and shit. But also he did clean the house and stuff when he was around. Even though he wasn't paying no rent, he still be living with her in there, mopping the floors, cooking meals and shit, doing the woman part. That's how my dad used to get over, man, with them women, bro. I see him do that.
¿Campeón completo o de la casa?
What can I switch it to see? What do you want me to push to see only? Email. Okay, the Raymond. See, yes. Yes, yes. Okay, come back.
What's up, man? Here to pay my phone bill. Eric.
Okay.
Thank you, man. Yeah, you'll never get an 8, 9, or a 10 like that, man. Some dudes, like I said, they live their whole entire life all the way into the day of their death without seeing a peep of an 8, 9, or a 10. They always, their whole entire life, they stayed in their lane. Even when they got careers, making 200 or 300 grand a year, they still was dating average women. That's why it's hard for me as an average guy to get an average woman, because the average woman got her pick of the litter with average dudes who got their stuff together. That's why it's so hard in the date market. If you wonder why you average and you struggling, because you ain't got that money right. You don't even have a career. You feel what I'm saying? So like you asking like, man, I'm struggling. I ain't had a woman in 8 years, but look at your competition. They out there competing every single way. Your competition is competing with you to procreate. That's what it's about. When you're here on Earth, you're trying to procreate, and it's about looks in America, man. And your competition is competing, you feel what I'm saying, with you, just so he could be with that woman and lay his seed down. You know, first put his Mac down and then put his seed down. My bad. Put the Mac down and put the seed down. That's what, that's what they're trying to do. That's why dudes enter careers and stuff. They're trying to compete with you, and they're trying to leave you out of the deal. A guy who ain't got his shit together, man, he gonna struggle. Either he gonna get scraps, or he don't get nothing at all. You feel what I'm saying? I found myself getting scraps when I was out there dating and shit, bro. I was getting fat women and stuff, overweight females. You know, I wasn't getting no decent looking woman. I was getting the bottom of the barrel that's out there. If you get online as an average man, that's a 5, 6, or even a 7, best believe the only thing that's available to you are scraps. Women that who are at the bottom. 3s, 4s, 5s. You'd be lucky to get a 6. You'd be lucky. You feel what I'm saying? You know. So the only way you're gonna get the woman of your dreams, you gotta have a lot of money, and that's it, man. You can pretend to be a Tyrone or think that you're better looking than you really are, but no. If you look in the mirror, you're not top tier, man. You're not Tad. You're not Chad. You're not Tyrone. You know. No. You're too old to be a Tyrone. You know, you're 45. You half life. You know what I'm saying? You already got your age working against you, and to be broke on top of that, man, that's a double whammy right there. That's 1, 2, and then you under 6 feet tall. That's 3. Strike 3. Because women desire men that are over 6 foot. Especially if he's Chad or Tyrone. 6 foot Chad, 6 foot Tyrone, they want them dudes. They're at the top of the food chain when it comes to looks. You know? You know, they want them guys. You just an average Joe Smo, bro. You just, you can, like I said, you can pretend like you're better looking, but nah, man, you're getting older, you're getting wrinkles, you're getting gray hair. Your lane is women that's over 30 with children. That's your lane. Women between 35 and 45, with children too, on top of that. That's your lane as a guy who don't have no money. And then you gotta settle for it because you ain't got your bread right. You gotta get laid somehow, so you gotta settle for like a single mother or a woman that's overweight. You gotta settle because your dick get hard and you gotta stick it in somewhere. You gotta plant some seeds somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna fuck a fatty if you desperate, man. I tried to do that, man, but it don't work with me, man. But some guys, they chunky chasers. They chunky chasers and shit, bro. Let me drink some water though. Okay. They got no problem with dating fat women. They're like, as long as I got a warm mouth that I could go to, get a blowjob every now and then, get some fat woman sex every now and then, I'm fine with that. They're like, I don't want to compete with other men. That's why I got the fat woman. The competition is not so goddamn fierce for fat women, bro. Not every single high-value man and Chad is checking for the fat women, bro. Chad is not fucking fat women. Unless she's a BBW, then I can, with all the curves in the right places and shit, then I can see them doing that. But other than that, they're not checking for like women who are fat and average looking, women with no curves. Chad and Tyrone are very picky. But so they got all them options, they can afford to be picky. When you have a lot of options, you can afford to be picky. Just like women in today's date market. They got all these options, they can afford to be picky as fuck. They picking the right dudes to have babies with. You feel what I'm saying? High value men. You feel what I'm saying? They're looking for a Chad and Tyrone. They're having babies with those dudes. Pookie and Ray Ray. The Pookies, they checking for them, bro. When you, as an average dude that's a good guy, you gotta work 10 times hard. Your reality is money. If you want to get these type of women, you feel me? If you want to get these type of women, the money has to be right, and you have to sacrifice anything and everything to get it. Or you're not gonna never see a Stacy in your whole entire life. You'll never be able to date these women, bro. That's a goddamn shame. You won't be able to date these women? Yep. You won't be able to date these women. You won't be able to get out on a date with them. You won't even get a chance. Not even a chance, bro. And if you do come up on a Stacy, she ain't gonna treat you well. She's gonna be slapping you around and stuff, and fighting you all the time. Upset, throwing things at you. Because you're not Chad or Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand that, man. Where your reality is. Where do you stand in the date market? What's your reality? Who can you attract? What type of woman you can attract, and what woman you cannot attract? I can look at her and tell whether or not I can attract her or not, because I had women similar to the woman that I'm hitting on already. I had women around her looks level. My ex-girlfriend looked just like that. Oh, I'm gonna step to her. She got long black hair. She Filipina. She around the 5 and look. Oh yeah, I can step to her, man. She not that pretty. You know what I'm saying? And she good enough to fuck. She got some big old titties or something like that. Cause that's the type of women that I attract. Women with big ass titties. But the booty be flat like a plumber and shit. You know what I'm saying? And their face is like maybe a 4 or 5 in looks. At the best, a 6 or a 7 in the face. At the base. That's the only one of my bicep chins is lower. But she's gonna be lacking in something. She's gonna be lacking in height like you lacking in height. She might be only 5 foot tall. Like you're only 5'9". You feel what I'm saying? But if she's around your height, man, it's gonna be hard to pull her. I'm not saying it's impossible, because I've seen it done where men would attract women that was on their height level. I've seen it done out here, but it's rare. I've seen it done, but it's rare. You see what I'm saying? That's why you gotta do it. Come on, bruh. So you're gonna flex your car? Whatever. Motherfuckers flexing their cars and shit. That's the reason why you're struggling right there. That motherfucker that just passed by, flexing it with his V8 engine, little $100,000 car that just rolled by. That's the reason why you're struggling, because of niggas like him. What I was saying. Yeah, she's gonna be lacking in something. You know, she might be lacking in height. She ain't gonna be that beautiful. She's not gonna be that beautiful if you're average. You're both gonna be a 6 in looks. You know, you match. Your face match. You know what I'm saying? Just like on this one video that I was watching a while back, the guy was saying, don't be surprised if you got a lazy eye, and she got one herself to match your lazy eye. Don't be surprised if you're only 5'9" and you attract a woman that's 5 foot tall and you're 9 inches taller than her. Don't be surprised if you get these type of women. And that's what I get. That's what I attract. I attract women around 5 foot, 4'11", start off there. 5 foot, 5'1", 5'2", 5'3", and 5'4", and then 5'5". Anything past that, I can't get that. 5'6", 5'7", nah. Unless she's like unattractive, like if she's like sub 5 or something, then I can see myself getting a tall woman with long legs. Matter of fact, there's a woman over here at the massage parlor, and she tall, but she's below average looking. She's older than me. She's always waving at me, man. The bro's like 50, bro. She's in her 50s, I could tell. But she got long legs like I like it. And she got height on her like I like it. Would I hit it? Hell yeah, I would. At this point, yeah, I would. Especially a motherfucker who ain't had sex in like 2 years. Hell yeah, I would hit that. Would I stay for long term? No. She's not on my looks level. She's older than me. You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't want to like settle down with a woman that's in her 50s, bro. It's not. Nah, I'm good with that. I wouldn't settle down with a woman that was in her 40s. I wouldn't do that. Especially if she's under me in looks. So my thing is, get the bag, and you'll have access to these beautiful women. That's my main point of the video, man. On the live, I mean. You know, my main point on the live is that there are certain women that are not going to be able to date or even get. I mean, you won't even have dinner with these women. They won't even give you a chance. There's certain women that's not going to give you a chance unless you got money. And you know the women I'm talking about. The women that you see on a regular basis that are very, very beautiful, gorgeous, long legs, long hair, a nice bum, as they say as they say over there in Europe, you know, in England and shit. A nice bum, a nice pair of titties, and she tall, and she beautiful. Not a single chance in the world. Not even a sniff of panties, bro. You're not even gonna know what the panties smell like. You're not even gonna be able to sit down and talk to her for a long period of time. Like interactions you come across with the Stacys and the Keishas and stuff like that, they're not gonna carry a long like conversation with you. They're gonna cut it short because you're not on her looks level. She's not gonna talk to you for very long. And if she does, she's just playing around, or she's just, you know, just buying time, or just being nice to you. That's it. But you'll never see a woman that's above your looks level stop and give you the time of day. Like, you know, I notice women who are like below me, they stop and give me their time. I noticed that. Straight up. You know, the women that are below me in looks, they stop. They give me time on the clock. They'll have a conversation with me in Starbucks. But if she's too beautiful, she's not gonna like skirt, you know, put on her fucking brakes and then talk to you for like about 5 minutes. Nope. She gonna keep it pushing. You ever notice that? You can't even have a conversation with a woman that's above your looks level. You can't even have a conversation with a woman that's a Stacy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or a Keisha. You know, woman that's top tier, that's gorgeous. Man, Unless you got money, that's the only time you're gonna be able to have conversations with these women. Imagine you get money, right? And all of a sudden you having long conversations with these women. You're like, God damn, when I was broke, I didn't have no long conversation with no Keisha or no Stacy, man. When I was broke, they wasn't even checking for me. I couldn't even get a conversation with these women. And now they in my face because I got a lot of money. That's how it's gonna be, bro. And then you're gonna be hanging out with her and her friends and shit. You're gonna be surrounded by beautiful women. Just one dude, you know what I'm saying? And all that other stuff, bro. You know, you're finally gonna get let into the door of beautiful women after being closed out for your whole entire life. You know what I'm saying? The door is finally opening up after 45 years. That's my years. I don't know how old you guys are on this planet, but my years. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the door been closed for 45 years, man. That's a lot of years to never ever see like a beautiful woman. A woman, you've been dating average women your whole entire life, and you finally come into some money, and then voila, the door opened up. You're finally fucking 8, 9s, and 10s and shit. And you're like, God damn, I was broke. I wouldn't get these women, man. Let me tell you, Diddy would never got a chance with Cassie, bro. Diddy is not on her looks level when it comes to looks, bro. Cassie is a beautiful woman, and I can see that, you know, she was giving him that princess attitude. You know what I'm talking about, the princess vibe and shit, right? You might got $1 billion, but I'm beautiful, you know, and you're just a average looking dude. That was going through her mind, bro. You know, that's why there was a whole lot of struggling going on. You notice that when she got with Chad, there's no domestic violence or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they argue and fight, but they wouldn't argue and fight like Diddy and Cassie. Why? The reason why Cassie was giving Diddy a hard time, because Diddy wasn't on her looks level. Not even close. You know what I'm saying? Diddy's like a 5, man. You know what I'm saying? At the best, he's a 6 in looks. 5 or 6. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like I'm better looking than Diddy, man. Like when I was younger, because of my eye area. His eyes are round, bro. Diddy eyes, they come close together like a fucking goddamn, like a bird and shit. He kind of remind me of a bird. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But my eye area is superior to his because I got hunter eyes. You know, Diddy got prey eyes, you know. That's why he had to hide behind his money, because he know that he's not that good looking. And the dude got a small penis, what I heard. So he had to make that money. There was no way out for him. There was no way out for him, man. Fucking hunking that horn, man. Some motherfuckers, they achieve greatness and like money, man, and status because they know they're screwed with women. So they go out there and they hustle and become millionaires and billionaires. It's not the Chads and Tyrones who become the billionaires and millionaires. It's the below average looking dudes and the average dudes, because we want to date Stacy's. We want to date Stacy's. We want to date Keisha's. Okay? We want these type of women, but these women ain't gonna give us the time of day because we lacking looks. We lacking height. We lacking looks. We lacking facial features. We lacking a lot of stuff that they don't lack in. A woman that's an 8, 9, or a 10, she ain't lacking in a whole lot, right? In the looks. You know, with her body type and stuff, you know, she not lacking. And if you a man that's 5'9", that's lacking in looks. I mean, that's lacking in height right there. That's lacking in looks. Your height is part of your looks. Just height alone can discriminate you from, or eliminate a lot of women for you, bro. Like being 5'9", my whole entire life, that's the reason why I struggled to get the type of women that I want to get. And that's the reason why I struggled throughout the years getting women with nice big booties and titties and all the type of curves that I liked. Even then when I was young, in my 20s, I struggled to get these type of women. Had to settle for the average women that was struggling or something. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the ones with the big booties, I could never keep them. I never kept them, bro. I dated them when I was younger, but I never kept them for no more than a year. We get into fights and arguments. She like, motherfucker, I got options. I'm out of here. And disappear before, you know, before she can even explain herself. You know what I'm saying? Or before I can explain myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, she disappeared quick, gone, pew. You know, if you had money, she'd be latching on to you for dear life too. You know what I'm saying? So your money is important, man. If you want to have a long-term relationship with a Stacy or a Keisha or a Chung Lee or a Maria or whatever, if you want to have a long-term relationship, having babies and stuff, your money gotta be on point. I hate to say it. I know it's gonna hurt somebody's feelings. I know it's gonna hurt some of y'all guys' feelings, and it's gonna be, you know, rough to think like, damn, I really gotta get my money so I can date these type of women. Yup. Or you're gonna reach 45 years old like me, still wishing and wishing you had those type of women. So I'm 45. I ain't never came close to getting a Stacy. Not even close. You know what I'm saying? Not even I think I came close to getting a 8 one time, and we never did hook up. I told you about this story a while back. How this dude was hating on my motherfucking game a while back, man. Coming to the club trying to intimidate me behind this woman and shit. I wasn't scared of him. I was 25 years old. I was ready to fight. I was in the best shape of my life when I was working at that club too. Still wasn't very tall, but I was in very good shape. Still good looking. Jawline out, no double chin. You know what I'm saying? Very clear skin, you know, young stuff. You know, and this motherfucker came to the bar, to the club to try to intimidate me all the time. And I wasn't scared of him. I did let him in though. I let him in. He wasn't, I mean, I could see his game. Like, he didn't come out here and he didn't buck up on me and like, what's up, let's fight. I could tell, but he was coming to the club to check up on this woman and me, trying to spy on everything. You know what I'm saying? And she was giving me some play, but she disappeared. So that was the end of that. And then I settled for a flat butt girlfriend, Filipina chick. I settled for her, and we was in a relationship for like 12 years. But let me tell you something. With me and my ex-girlfriend, like if she would have had curves, like Gwen, we would have never had stayed in the relationship for 12 years. She would have left me. The moment we got into fights and stuff like that, she would have left me. But since my girlfriend was lacking in the booty, my ex-girlfriend, she knew she didn't have no butt, and she was wondering why I was with her. She was like, I ain't got no big old booty, why you with me? That's what she asked me when we was together. I was with her because she had a nice face, she had some nice titties, you know, but from the waist down, gone. No booty, flat booty. She had a little bit more booty than Sub 5 Stalker though, but she was lacking in things from the waist down. Now, a lot of dudes not checking for that, bro. A lot of dudes ain't checking for a woman like that. The competition is not that fierce for a woman that's shaped like Gumby from the waist down. If you don't know who Gumby is, it's that green character with the slanted head on top. You know, those type of women are very easy to get. Very easy. They got no ass. They ain't got no titties. They just flat on both sides like Sub 5 Stalker. They're very, very approachable. They're very easy to get. Very easy to get. Because there's not a horde of dudes chasing after them. That's why. When you got Stacy's and Keishas and stuff walking around, there's hordes of dudes always hitting on them all the time, bro. Hordes. We ain't talking about just a few. We talking about hordes, like zombies. You know, a horde of zombies just running around looking for the meat. You feel what I'm saying? That's how it is with the Stacy's and Keishas. That's why you can't get them until you get money. So then when you get money, you weed out even the Chads and Tyrones. Then you can compete with them. You know what I'm saying? You weed out all the Chads and Tyrones, all the competition that's trying to get these women, you weed them out because you are part of the 20% of men, and there's not a whole lot of men driving a Lamborghini like you. So that's a rare jewel. You're gonna beat your competition just like that. You're gonna weed out all the broke Chads and Tyrones, whoever she's sleeping with at the time, and she ain't got no boyfriend or husband, or even if she does have a boyfriend or husband, you come along with the most money, she gonna leave that motherfucker for you. It has happened time and time again. I seen it happen. You know what I'm saying? Where a guy, his business was struggling, he couldn't provide like he used to. Here come a guy with more money and takes her away, man. It don't matter if they got kids or not either. She'll leave those kids to go be with that rich man, bro. You feel what I'm saying? She'll be like, you and your broke father can go to hell. I'm going where I'm truly happy. I'm not happy here no more. You can keep the kids, and I'm gonna go with this rich man. I've seen it happen before. You know, dude be waiting outside and shit. You know, while she pack her bags and you and you take his woman because you got the most money, you got the most resources. It happened to Ryan Leslie. You know, Cassie was Ryan Leslie's girlfriend. Diddy took Ryan Leslie's girlfriend. He should have left that female where he found her, though. It came back to haunt him later on, though. You know. Yeah, a female shaped like Gumby, that's easy to get because she's not that desirable, bro. Women who are older, past their prime, they'll give you a time of day because there's not a rich man out here checking for them. A man with some money, or even a Chad or a Tyrone, they can't afford to be picky. You know, if they like in their 50s and shit, and they shaped like Gumby. You feel what I'm saying? Flat on both sides, not that many curves. You know, like, the more desirable she is, the more difficult it is for you to pull her, man. That's what I'm trying to say. You know? You know, and women are always into the height thing, man. Like shorty pants. You know, she was into the taller dude. They used to come around Starbucks. You know, into him. Got her shoulders and stuff all showing when he around. You know, got her shoulders showing when he's around and shit. Looking all slutty and stuff. You know, women who are very short, they're easy to get. That's why Little Seven looked my way. You know, she knows she's very, very short, and Chad and Tyrone ain't checking for her, man. An average guy around a 6 is checking for her, or a 7, you know. But 8, 9s, and 10s, they'll look at her and be like, that's too goddamn short. I can pick over her, man. I'm gonna get the tall bitches at. Where the tall bitches with the nice asses? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Chad and Tyrone are some picky motherfuckers, man. Like I said, I seen my Arabic Chad friend be picky as fuck. Some average women walk in, I be like, look at them, bro. He be like, nah, man, they ain't got no ass. They ain't got enough ass. And me being the thirsty, desperate motherfucker, at the time, I be like, shit, I'll give a damn up. I get damn about no ass. They look decent to me. I'll hit that. 5s and 6s walk in, nah. 7s and 8s with some big old booties, oh yeah, he's all in. A woman that's a 7 or 8, and he told me he's been with women that are like 9s and 10s before. He told me, I was like, really? You been with women that are 9s and 10s? He said, yeah, quite a few times I've been with 8, 9s, and 10s. I was like, wow. I was like, this dude, I was like, great. At the same time, I was wild out, but at the same time, I was like, great. I'll never see an 8, 9, or a 10 in my lifetime, unless I get some money. He said, man, the 8, 9s, and 10s are crazy, he was saying. He was like, them women right there down there, man, They crazy. And there was something he was telling me about them too. I forgot what it was about the 8, 9s, and 10s because he been with them. And I'm like, damn, because he's top tier himself. You feel me? That's the only way you could get access to these beautiful women. You got to be top tier yourself. If you're not top tier, you ain't gonna have it. Not even a chance with them, man. Like I said, my Arabic Chad friend, he was telling me straight up, like he been with the women who are top tier. The dude got a good jaw, man. Got hunter eyes, man. You feel what I'm saying? His jaw is better than mine. And he's slightly taller. He's like 5'11" or something like that. That's why I can't hang out with him. He jaw mocks me. He height mocks me. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't that much taller. He's like 5'11". I'm 5'9". You know? And at night, there's been times where I went to New Year's Eve by myself. And at the time, I was overweight. I shouldn't have been going to New Year's Eve overweight. I don't know what I was thinking. But there's been times where he took home a Stacy and on New Year's Eve, and I followed along, right? I spent the night at his house. And he was in there banging a Stacy while I was in there knocked out, snoring. And when he got up in the morning, he came into the living room. He's like, man, you snore hella loud, bro. You snore hella loud. That's when I was fat. I was overweight, bro, at the time. So when you fat, overweight, you snore louder. Okay? Because you got a lot more fat on your neck, man. You know what I'm saying? But he came out, he said, man, me and the girl was in there laying down. We could hear you snoring like a beast, man. I thought he was like, I thought a beast was in here, bro. yeah, see? And I went by myself to his house drunk, sleeping. And he was in there knocking some boots with some Stacy looking chick. And I gave him some of the looks, facing LMS videos and stuff. And now he knows what a Stacy is, you know, what a Chad or a Tyrone is. Because I used to watch that show too, man. You know, with the facing LMS and shit. I used to watch that all the time, man. And the live stream and shit. Now, I kind of miss those live streams, man. Because he was spitting some harsh truth, you know. He was spitting some brutal truth, you know. Just, it's all about looks. That's all it is. Every man got a lane, bro. Out here, I see people with their face match. I don't see mismatch, bro. When a woman come in, she fat and chunky, and she like a 3 or 4 in looks, best believe her boyfriend gonna be a 3 and 4 looks too. That's my main point of the live, man. Is that they both match. About several months ago, I was at the taco truck and I seen two sub 5. I seen a sub 5 couple. You feel me? At the taco truck. The dude was under 6 feet tall, about a 4 in looks. She was around a 3. You know what I'm saying? So when I look around, I see people with their face match. I don't see like that same type of dude that was at the taco truck with a Stacy. You know what I'm saying? You're never gonna see that. Unless the guy got some money. That goes back to my point of this live. It's like, unless you got money, you're not gonna get those type of the beautiful women, bro, that you crave, that you want, that you starve for. You feel what I'm saying? You be starving for these women. You're like, oh, look at her. Oh, knowing she ain't gonna give you she ain't gonna give you not even a chance, bro. Like, not even a sniff. Like, you can't even walk up to her and be like, can I just sniff your panties? Can Can I please the sniff? Give me just one sniff. Or better yet, just let me put the panties in my face and let me smell. Let me smell that cocoa butter on your body. No, then you'll get slapped by then. You'll be get arrested and everything, bruh. So don't even try it. You feel me? So yeah, you ain't gonna see these women, bruh, unless you got some bread, some money. That's the harsh reality for a lot of men. I'm sorry. The creator who created us, he wanted us to stay inside our lane. We wasn't meant to go get with top tier women. Because if it was meant to get with top tier women, we would have been got with top tier women a long time ago. In our 20s and shit. That would have happened a long time ago. So, but nah. Unless you get the money, you're fighting against nature too. Even if you get money, you're fighting against nature. So you supposed to be with an average woman. If you were an average guy, you're supposed to be the average woman. You know, that's why a lot of women in the bedroom, when you get them, you dating a woman that's below your looks level, I mean above your looks level, she's gonna be faking the funk in the bed. You know, she's gonna be having fake orgasms and all that other stuff. I know when it's fake, man. I can tell, man. You know, fake orgasm. She's not really turned on by you. She's so used to sleeping with the Chads and Tyrones, but when she come across a guy with some money and he's below her looks level, she's not gonna be very turned on in the bed naturally, okay? Because you're not on her looks level. Yeah, she'll let you hit it. She'll let you have kids with her, but a long-term relationship, it's not gonna be. That's why you see Mark Zuckerberg sticking with his woman all throughout them years, because he actually got something real. He got a woman that's around his looks level. Okay, so he not digging all that fake shit, man. Like a lot of the times, man. You feel what I'm saying? You know, you get with a woman, and she with you just for your money. You feel what I'm saying? She's with you just for your money, and she's faking orgasms in the bed. She's not really turned on by you. You're below her. You're older. You're 45. She 22. She hot, smoking hot body. 8, 9s, and 10 status. Yeah, it's gonna be a whole lot of faking going on in the bedroom with her. You know, she gonna be putting lube on her coochie to get turned on by you. You know, a lot of females, before they have sex with you, they lube up. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not really attracted to you like that. You know, us men, it's different, man. You know, we can fake it in the bedroom. I mean, us men, we can't fake it. We gotta get an erection. You know, we can't fake it, bro. Women can. All they gotta do is lube up their coochie and let you stick it in. That's it. You're not on a looks level, so you know, when you get the bag, you'll be attracting them, but it'll be just for the money. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. Men don't care about that anyway. Like, they just want to be able to sit down and eat with these women and have a good time with these women and shit. Men don't care about, you know, whether or not this woman really loved me for me or my money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, they don't care. As long as we get to have sex with these women and have these women in our presence. You feel what I'm saying? It'll feel good just to have a beautiful woman in your presence. You know what I'm saying? Real or fake. Imitation crab is just as good. I mean, it's not as good as real crab, but it still tastes good. Imitation crab still tastes good. That's how I look at it. When I look at like fake love, when a woman is just there for your money, you know, at least I got imitation crab. I might not have the real stuff that's coming out of the claw of the real crab, that's coming out of the body of the real crab. Because ain't nothing like the real crab, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like the real thing. Like a woman that really love you for you, you know, it's nothing like the real thing, nothing like it. But when you get with these top tier women after having money, it's gonna be imitation crab, my bad. it's gonna be imitation crab, just like that. It's still gonna taste good, but it ain't gonna taste good like the real thing. When you got an average woman that really like you for you, you know, that's why I'm in between worlds. I'm like, God damn, when I get the bag, should I still check for average women, or I should go for top tier women? I said, but how about both? How about you do both? You know, you can do both. Shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, like I said, you know. You know, yeah. What's up with it, Joey Finglish? Joey Finglish in the house. Simping and eat that shit from the back. Hell yeah. I'll eat some of these top tier women from the back. Are you kidding me? Top tier women? They look good enough to eat. Got no problem doing that. But like I said, man, some women you're not gonna be able to date without money, and that's the harsh reality. That's why I say, man, get the bag, man. You know, if you wanna date these type of women, you're gonna have to have some money. Sorry. I've been on Earth for 45 years, and I ain't never came close to a top tier woman, bro. Not even close. No interest, nothing. Just not even a sniff. You know, you know, I don't even know what a top tier woman panties smell like. I ain't never sniffed them. I ain't came that close. You know what I'm saying? I seen some of them on porn. That's as close as I ever seen a top tier woman naked. But I ain't never seen no top tier women in my presence. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I ain't never had a conversation with a top tier female. Like a long conversation, like a drawn out long conversation for like 15, 20 minutes. I ain't never, that's how you know it's all about looks. You ain't never had a conversation with a top tier woman. Because the moment you start talking, you try to talk to them, they'll cut that conversation short. Until you got some money, and all of a sudden she's all ears. You find out you got a Lambo, yeah, she all ears then. She gonna be talking then. You feel me? She gonna be talking. I just paid my phone bill. I walked down there, paid my phone bill. You feel me? So I know reality me, man. You can't do that pickup artist shit on me, man, and tell me that I could attract women by just acting like I'm valuable and shit like that. That's fucking stupid, bro. Them pickup artists, man, they scammed a whole lot of dudes, bro. Basically, you are Chad, basically. You're acting like you're Chad, or a rich guy or something, or a high-value male. That's how high-value males treat women. Like, they treat women like nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they throw negs or whatever. You nag her, you make fun of her, bring her confidence down, and shit like that. You feel me? Yeah, it's like that. But that's for only high-value men, and Chad, only them can do that. Rich men and high-value men, Chads and Tyrones, they the ones do the nagging, bro. And I'm telling you, they can nag these women to death. They can call them bitches, hoes, and sluts. And these females will keep on coming back for more, keep on pursuing them with all their goddamn passion, bro. You feel what I'm saying? That's funny how the Chads and Tyrones get away with a whole lot that the average man can't get away with. You know? Like nowadays, if you date the female and you do something that she don't like if you don't close the door for her or something like that, she'll ghost you, man. Oh, he didn't close the door for me. I'm gonna ghost him. They got options. They don't have to take your shit. But if you're valuable enough, they'll stick around and take your shit. Only if you're valuable enough, though. You know, you a high-value male, you can say whatever to them, bro, and they'll still stick around. You got a lot of money, you can disrespect them in the worst manner, and they'll still want to be by your side. Look at Diddy. Kept slapping on Cassie, man, and the way he beat her and stuff like that. But because he was a high value male and he had that money, she kept coming back for more, bro. And slap her upside the face, like, pow! Oh, I'm sorry. Let me give you a trip to Maui for like a week. Go ahead. Like, bitch, what you say, bitch? Punch her upside the eye. Pop! Oh, I'm sorry. Here's a Birkin bag for $30,000. For real. Like, bitch, I told you to cook me something to eat. Where my plate at? Slap her. Pop! Oh, I'm sorry. Here's a Bentley. I'm sorry. Everything was with a apology and something that's high end. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I gotta go. You guys have a good day, man. I just got back to the spot. I just got done paying my phone bill. I had to pay my phone bill before they cut it off. But you guys have a good day. I'm out. Peace.